Hey YouTubers, welcome back to the Beauty Bags. This is going to be a really quick and dirty review of the NYC Smooth Skin Makeup line, which is a line that's been around for a while, so it's not new, but it's new to me. I've just started trying it out over the past week or so. I've got 3 products from the line, which I've been getting pretty good results with, and I'm pretty happy with these products for the price. I've been trying to kind of trim my makeup budget to the point where all of these sort of everyday staple items that I'm actually using up on a regular basis and having to repurchase are really affordable. Trying to kind of phase out things like my Bare Escentuals Mineral Veil, which has been my go-to finishing powder for quite some time now, and at $20 for 12 grams, it's too pricey, and I know there's got to be more affordable options out there, so that's what I'm on the hunt for, and I think I've found some good options with NYC. So the first thing I picked up from this line was the Smooth Skin Liquid Concealer. Tongue twister there. I got this in light. I mentioned this in a haul video that I did a little while back, some cheap thrills that I picked up from Walmart, and my first impression of this concealer was that it was kind of streaky and patchy and I didn't like it, but I've continued to experiment with it and I found that if I blend it with a blending brush, something like this one here from EcoTools. Find that blending it with this instead of trying to blend it with my fingers, it goes on much smoother and I get a much more even coverage, and so it's been working much better for me since I started doing that. It's great on under eye circles. It still doesn't have quite as much coverage as I would like for blemishes, so I'm still kind of looking for a more creamier, more heavy coverage concealer that'll work on blemishes, but for under eye circles for $3, this one is pretty good. Since picking that up at Walmart, I've also tried the Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder, which is just their finishing powder. I have it in translucent, but it does come in other shades. And this has been working really well for me. I'm happy with this product as a replacement for my Bare Escentuals Mineral Veil. I feel like the finish is similar, and the staying power is actually better. It sets my foundation really well and kind of keeps it going through the day without breaking down on me, so I've been really happy with that. It's not too ashy, it doesn't come off really powdery or cakey, and for, I think it's $3.50 for 20 grams, I mean that's a steal. I feel like it's something I can actually afford to use and use it generously and be able to repurchase it when I run out. The only drawback to this product is the packaging. You know, for $3.50 you're not getting a really secure container. It's just got one of these lids that just kind of sets on top. It doesn't screw on securely, so it's not something that you can travel with at all, really. It's not something that's going to be able to go in your suitcase or your tote bag or anything like that. That would just be inviting disaster, but I don't ever really carry loose powder around with me anyway. I'm content to just leave it sitting on my vanity, so for $3.50 I'm not really going to complain too much about the flimsy packaging. Now the last thing I picked up from this Smooth Skin line is the foundation, the liquid foundation. So it's Smooth Skin Liquid Makeup with vitamins A and E. I picked this up in Nude, which is the second to lightest shade. Downside to this product, again, the packaging leaves a little something to be desired. Like so many liquid foundations out there, it comes in a glass bottle with a really narrow opening, and the foundation itself is a little bit on the thicker side, so it's never going to flow out of there. Like, I could sit there doing this all day long and it's not going to come out. It's stuck in there, so what I end up doing is like sticking something into the bottle to get the product out, something like a little, you know, a brush, or if you have one of those like one of these sponge tip applicators that's got the nice long handle, you could stick that down in there and get the product out and then dab it on your face. And that's what I've been doing because there's just no other way to get it out. So would have been really nice if they'd given you a pump, but they didn't, so you got to deal with it. But again, this is only like $4.77 at Walmart, which for foundation is really cheap. And the quality is pretty impressive for the price, I have to say. It seems to hold up really well even on my oily skin. I haven't had any problems with it breaking down and going patchy, which is something I often have trouble with, especially with liquid foundations. The oil starts to break through and the foundation just kind of disintegrates and it slides around on the face and collects in laugh lines and things like that, and it can be kind of a mess. This foundation has a really nice finish. It's about medium coverage, I'd say, although I think you could probably build it up to full coverage if you wanted. It's pretty easy to apply. I've tried it with my fingers, with foundation brush, with buffing it on with a kabuki really works, so that's totally up to you. It's pretty versatile in terms of application. One thing I've noticed is it does oxidize a little bit, which sometimes happens with me with liquid foundations. Again, I think probably because my skin is oily. Sometimes foundations will change color a little bit when I put them on my face. So this one is Nude, which is the second to lightest shade, and I was kind of torn in the store about whether to get the lightest shade or the second to lightest shade, and I ended up going with this one because when I was in store I compared it to the Almay Nearly Naked foundation in Buff, which I already had at home, and they just looked so similar in the bottle that I decided to go with the Nude shade from NYC. And I didn't take into account the fact that it might oxidize, and it does oxidize a little bit. It goes a little bit, maybe half a shade to a shade darker once it's sat on my face for a little while, which is not a huge deal. It's not super noticeable. It just kind of looks like I've put on a little bit of bronzer or I've had some sun, which is actually kind of a good thing, but if you don't like that, or if that really bothers you, then one thing you might want to consider is picking up a shade lighter than what you think you need, because it does seem to oxidize a little bit. But again, for $4.77, I'm willing to put up with that. What I will probably do is when I run out and go to repurchase it, I will probably just buy a shade lighter. That being said, we are heading into the warmer, sunnier months, and when my face does have a bit more color on it, this probably will end up being the perfect shade anyway. So really liking that, liking the finish, the coverage, the staying power. Not liking the packaging or the fact that it oxidizes a little bit, but I mean, you can't go wrong for the price, and I'm really happy to have found a foundation option that is so easily affordable and so readily available from all of the drugstores in town. So that's the NYC Smooth Skin line. I mean, 3 products. Are they the greatest, most fabulous products I've ever used? No, but are they really fantastic value for the price? Yes, and I'm so happy to be able to save money on these things and be able to buy more exciting things like eyeshadow and blush and lipstick. Those are the things that are really fun about makeup. And those are the things that I'd much rather spend my money on, not be shelling out, you know, $60 for a foundation. That's just so boring. So if you're also on the hunt for really affordable options for foundation, powder, and concealer, then maybe check out this line. It's definitely worth the experiment. And thanks for watching.